Now, by Yerushalmi Baruch, continue Maseches Peah, Daf Samach Vav 66. We're starting from the Mishnah Kerem Shekule Oleloth. If you have a vineyard that full of Oleloth, nothing is growth normal, everything is deformed. Rabbi Eliezer Omer Labes Abayis Kivoim Elani Omer Rabbi Eliezer Kisivt Im Ani Batzer Oleloth Menayim. If you can't cut anything, that's what Rabbi Eliezer holds. If there's nothing what to cut, there's no Oleloth. Omer Rabbi Akiva Kramach Le'Soil Aflik Kule Oleloth. No, he dashes in the pasuk. Even the whole kerem is Oleloth. You cannot take it off. Can lo menemek Kisivt Soil Lo Soil and Ani Oleloth Koydon Lo Batzer. Means like this. If there is a possibility to cut, the aniyah cannot take before you start cutting. So if there's nothing what to cut, okay, then they can take. But if there is actually what to cut, they have no right to take anything before you start cutting. The Chava say, now the Gemara is going to say like this: Im ein batzer ein parrot. Let us say also the same idea when it comes to parrot. Parrot is one of the matonis of a kerem if it falls down some grapes on the floor. So how about if everything falls down? He says kisiftzor le'soil. That's what Rabbi Eliezer says. Im ein batzer Oleloth menayim. There's no din of Oleloth. How about if there's nothing what to cut, everything fell down? Where it answers Achiyei Batzer V'tzada Batzer Enksiv Peret Samach LeBatzer. The language here is not so clear, but I think the Gemara means here it says V'char Mecha V'kisiftzar Le'soilu. It doesn't say the word peret next to the word batzer. In the pasuk says peret, it doesn't say the word siftzar. If peret karmecha loy selaket, the only vlagir tazav. Now I was asking a question. Achlatam chaya loy. It says ein laniyam be'Oleloth ela meshaz batzer. Means if the chaya ate it up, they have no right to take. Interesting halacha. If there is a din batzer, then the person has to cut it. Kami batzer shila amish loishash kodesh ma'asim revi. You have to cut at least 3 that you can make a revius of wine. What does he do with this pasuk? Means if you hold kerem, even if you hold kerem as a ladies, you still stood. No, it's a Hekdesh to teach you that according to Rabbi Akiva, you're not allowed to take the Oleloth even before you start cutting. Because I would say, okay, since the Oni has no right to pick it up before I start cutting, so let me take it all before I start cutting. No, you can't do that either. Actually, neither Oleloth, ain't Oleloth laniyam. Depends when he made the kerem Hekdesh. If it was still not recognizable, the Oleloth, it takes a certain stage when when he's magdish the kerem, he cannot recognize any Oleloth yet, then means that Hekdesh was preceded the Oleloth. So the aniyim, or poor man cannot be zoich the Oleloth. However, mishenoi the Oleloth laniyim. Once already it's recognizable, you cannot take it away from them. Yitnu schar gedulm the Hekdesh means you're right that if it was recognizable, it cannot be a magdish. But however, whatever grew afterwards, they have to pay some money because it grew in the had an off from Hekdesh. What's considered a shikha on ars? Ars is a trellis where the grapes hang over a netted structure. If he cannot stretch out his hand and take it, he passed away that he's already over. He went far away that he cannot stretch out his hand to take it off. When it comes to grapevines that are on the floor, then as soon as he passes it, it's over. It's a shorter pashtus, it's less, because it's not so chashuv. So once you passed it, it's over. Now, I'm not sure if shikha means you forgot the whole thing or just one cluster. Let's assume it means just you forgot to pick up one cluster. Taman, Tanina, it says in the Pesachim, Matir migamzi yeshel Hekdesh. How can they use the wood that grew? Don't you agree that something that grows in Hekdesh's possession is asur? Amru hein. So they claimed that they allowed to use the things that the aftergrowth that grows after they chopped it off already, because they only magdish that beams that were there, and then once they cut it off, what grows after is not Hekdesh. But the Rabbanos say that the fathers had in mind, the Rabbanos that argued with the people, they said you cannot use the twigs, the wood, the bark, whatever you call it, that the trunk that grew later. Why not? Did the fathers magdish the koyres? It's true, they only magdish. But who says maybe there's a din? It's called gidula hekdesh. You cannot do it. There's no way how you can be meshayv it. Maybe there's no way how to be meshayv. She'inu menada meshanoido Oleloth lanim alma yochel shayv gedulam. See from our Mishnah that once the aniyim or the cluster of grapes, they have a zechus in the even though it grew. So you don't say gedula hekdesh. Since it grew under the possession of Hekdesh, everything has to automatically turn into Hekdesh. Or says no. Here we understand that it's never chal Hekdesh at all on the Oleloth. Something else. Okay, let me see where I started. 66, but to say 66 and 67. Okay. Shav so Shabbat Hashem. Dav shul Hashem shvius Oleloth. Even a Hekdesh, like a field, is still a din Shmita on it. How can, what do you do Shmita? Somebody's magdish his field and it grows apples there. So what do? You say Shvius is not Chal. Okay, but what does it mean, practically speaking? Nobody can come just and eat it there. Even on a apple tree that belongs to Hashem, the Kedusha Shvius is Chal. Does it mean that anybody can go collect and eat it? No, it can't do that. How about the owner takes some pennies and he redeems it, gives it for the Gizbar. The Gizbar is going to buy a hammer. The Gizbar takes that money, tells, hello, you take this money, you buy food. This is the Mei Shvius. And give me something else, I can buy a hammer. Remember, going back to what we started. We started off that Shaloi Noide Oleloth, the Aniyim cannot take it. You were wondering why not? The answer is because the Hekdesh came before the Hefker Torah. Hekdesh means the fact that it has a din of he said want this to be Hekdesh, and then you realize that some Oleloth is there. It's too late. I don't know what he's adding. Shekodem Hekdeshoi lahefker Torah. Maybe he wants to say that Shvius is not Chal. He says, Dav Shehul Hashem Shvius Chal Olav. He's asking on this drasha, why do we say so that Shvius is Chal? Chol Meshekodem Hekdeshoi lahefker Torah. Not sure, but this goes on, so I'm leaving it open. Yes, that's something else. This is Masechet Nadar. Leis da pliga Rabbi Yochanan amakim she'ava olav amen as a shikha, shan yehi v'osh dakali bach. Okay, this is just I think this needs some explanation, and what means Hefke Torah? Let me just see if there's a word Hefke Torah somewhere here. Hefke Torah. We can see if Hefke Torah means Shvius. Hefke Torah. Hefke Torah, if this is a language that means Shvius. Here it says Hefke Torah means Shvius. Meshkodem Hekdesh Hefke Torah Alkein Loi Chayil Shvius Alei. So according to this, he's arguing on Reb Zeir, because he's repeating of Shem Reb Yochanan that it's Chala Olav, and he's wondering on Reb Yochanan. Da'avashi Lashem Shvius Chala Olav. No. Shvius is not Chala. Nobody can take it. Nobody can take it. His drasha doesn't hold. What does it mean? Shaf doshi l'Shem shvius chala. No. So it's wondering on Reb Zira. I think this sounds more true pshat. It's a hemshich to this. Okay, this is we just finished now 2 blat 66 and 67. We're going to start the next year Peah. This is 66, 66 and 67.